government officials, cabinet secretaries, and heads of key parastatals as they break down their ministries' achievements, challenges, and strategic plans.
Cage aquaculture farming, yes. 8.7 billion.
Yes.
So there's a lot of money.
There's a lot of, and we have not even tapped the potential.
As we get closer to start constructing the first nuclear program, we should have a robust regulatory framework.
Thank you, the spokesperson, for this chance, where we are able to converse with our government.
Semana Spokes.
Hii sio story ya jaba.
Story ya jaba. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima.
Thank you. Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
A very good morning to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Sports Check. It is the 23rd day of June 2025. It's another day where we have conversations around sport and also keep up with what's happening around the news. And I think before the early bird information, the earliest one we've had is the Intergovernmental Budgetary and Economic Council meeting that is happening at the residence of the Deputy President in Karen. And Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki chairs that. And that is one of the roles that the Deputy President has got assigned to him constitutionally, and that is one that he must meet. And this is where the two levels of government meet. We're talking about the national government and the county government, where they do meet and discuss matters of the national and county government financing. So that's one of the stories that we are keeping tabs on. And also, the Investment Committee of Parliament is going to be meeting with the County Executive of Nairobi City, and this is to interrogate the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Nairobi City Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the financial year 2023-2024. That's happening at the moment. And later this afternoon, they're going to be meeting with the County Executive of Murang'a County to interrogate the Auditor General reports on the financial statements of the Murang'a, Maragua, Muriranja and Kegumo hospitals in the county for the financial years 2023-2024 with the Tharaka Nithi County Executive Committee meeting in the afternoon. And remember, the Budget and Appropriations Committee is also taking a look at the supplementary estimates for number 3 for the financial year 2024-2025. And also meeting the Public Accounts Committee is going to be meeting with the County Executive of Siaya, and there's a meeting with the County Executive of Kisii, and all of these are unresolved matters to do with the budgetary statements that have been poured. And also remember that later this afternoon, there's going to be an update on the Rapid Results Initiative on compliance with the Social Health Authority that is going to be taking place this afternoon. From the sporting side, well, three stories that we're going to be taking a look at. Number one, Kenya is hosting the World Military Golf Championships in Diani. So that's a story that we are going to be taking a look at all week because today is the opening ceremony and the practice rounds. Then starting tomorrow through Friday is when they are going to have the competitions proper. Now, also today, we've got the Roll Ball Junior World Cup. Remember, Kenya have been Roll Ball champions for men and women. So we've got the Junior World Cup that's taking place at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. That is, and the opening ceremony for the Junior Roll Ball World Cup is taking place at noon. So all those are going to, that's going to be taking place. And the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, the Creative Economy and Sport, the Honorable Salim Vuria, is going to be making the opening doing the opening ceremony for that. And also happening, remember that we have got the task force that was put in place to ensure that there is compliance and also review of the Sport Act, the sports policies and other regulatory frameworks around the sports industry. So they are meeting at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, and this is chaired by Senior Counsel John Ahaga, former chair of the Sports Dispute Tribunal. So all those who need to make memoranda are going to be there for that stakeholders forum that is going on. Part of our news cycle today on KBC Channel 1. That's what we're going to be taking a look at throughout the day and getting updates as they do come from the various parts of the country. So right now, before I introduce my guests, let me introduce my sign language interpreter, Lucy Mora, bottom right of your screen. So, two conversations we're taking a look at today. One is about judo, and we had one judoka, Zedi Cherotich. She was at the Olympics last year, and she was in Budapest for the 2025 World Senior Judo Championships. And just that's going to be our second conversation. But first, as we celebrate, those people who are bringing in medals, think of this. Kenya brings in a total, collects 35 medals. 5 gold, 17 silver, and 13 bronze. And this was at the International Blind Sports Association, that is the IBSA, powerlifting and the bench press World Cup. And Kenya had representation, and two of those people who brought in the medals, when I just look at the number of medals they have, I'm counting about 9 medals. They'll tell me if that's correct. On my immediate left, we've got the women's team captain, Phyllis Wanjiru. Phyllis, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations. Show off the medals. Yes, 3 silver medals is what she won. And to her is the team manager of the Kisavi powerlifting and bench press team, Emily Ogola.
Thank you so much. It's Evelyn Ogola.
Evelyn Ogola.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Don't worry. And also we've got the men's captain, Maurice Kenyua.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Here are the medals. That's 4 bronze, 1 silver.
And 1 silver.
Yes.
So that means that's 8 medals out of the 35 that were won. And let me start with you, Evelyn. And this is where we just to bring out the whole aspect of this sport for the visually impaired people, and through the Kenya Sports Association for the Visually Impaired, KESABI. Give us a background of this, because I know you cover a lot of sports. We've seen the visually impaired athletes all along, but let's talk about this one, powerlifting and the bench press.
Thank you so much, Wahome. Powerlifting is a game that KESABI, that is Kenya Sports Association for the Visually Impaired. We began these sports last year. And last year we participated in World Championship in Kazakhstan, in Astana, where we came back with 12 medals. So that's where our journey began. And so when we went there and we came back victorious with the 12 medals, we saw that this is a game that we can be able to do well. And so with the help of the Ministry of Sports through the Sports Fund, we are able to approach the government and to show the medals that we came back with, and they were able to sponsor us for this year's the World Cup, which took place in Almaty, Kazakhstan. That was in the month of May, and we were able to come back with 35 medals. We took a team of 11 athletes. Yes.
Actually, and when we take a look at this, is how you now merge. We've got the Weightlifting Federation here, you've got KESABI, your parent, or what you'd call your umbrella body would be the National Paralympics Kenya. Just tell us how you work together to such that when you present your case to the sports fund, you're heard, and your team eventually gets the facilitation to travel to Kazakhstan.
Oh, thank you. First and foremost, sports for persons with disabilities, the umbrella body is Paralympics Kenya. But now as KESABI, we have our own federation that is mandated is in charge of sports like we have judo, blind judo, we have showdown, we have goalball, we have blind football, and also powerlifting. So KESABI is given the mandate to cover those sports. So when it comes to powerlifting, we are mandated to cover that sports on our own. But now when it comes to the Olympics, is now when we will join with the Paralympics. But when it's powerlifting, it's only for the blind sports. Yeah.
You said something called showdown.
Yes.
What's this?
Showdown, it's actually we can say it's adapted. It's like table tennis. It's a small ball which has sounds, and it's played by two people, both sides. So the ball has sound. So when you use a bat to play the ball, you'll be able to hear the sound and defend it.
It has the beanbag effect.
Yes, I can say the beanbag effect.
The same thing with goal ball where they throw
it.
It
also has
so
sound.
You have now to follow the sound.
Yes.
And play back.
Yeah. So you see now when you are visually impaired, you really depend on sound. Yes.
Oh, very interesting. Let me come to Phyllis. What attracted you to powerlifting and the bench press aspect of this?
Okay, thank you, Maura.
Wahome.
Sorry. Okay, the thing that made me get interest in powerlifting, I've been in gym, and so I thought it would be easy to participate. So I tried, and I was inspired because there were ladies also there, so I joined them. Yes.
What aspect of gym life were you in, or any other sport that made you just get hooked to the gym?
Yes, the thing that made me go to the gym, I also did martial arts. I did karate for long and kickboxing, so I was around the gym. Yes.
Very well. And let me come to you, Maurice. Getting into this powerlifting and the bench press now through Kesavi now.
Yes, Mr. Wahome, she's the second vice president, Kesavi, as much as she's
she was your team.
Yes, she was the team manager for powerlifting. So as she has said, Kesavi takes care of the discipline of the blind games in Kenya. And in those games, I, as a person with visual impairment, participated in Showdown, the one that you've had, the table tennis version of the blind. But when powerlifting came last year, because that is when it was introduced to us, I decided to take part in it and try, because we were told this game has come. Now we need to, the athletes are needed to participate in it. So I decided to give it a try last year, but last year I did not go as an athlete. But this year I was part of the team, because last year I did not qualify because actually I was not a gymmer last year. But once I saw that this game, as like it was introduced to us, it is something that I can do, I decided to give it a try from last year. And when the trials came for this year's competition, I participated, and I was part of the team. Yes.
Well, let me come to you, Evelyn, because last year is when it was introduced. How did you, first of all, let's talk about the equipment. Let's start about that, getting the right equipment that can be used for them for powerlifting.
Oh, thank you so much. At the moment, we use the Paralympics gym at Nyayo Stadium. So basically, that is not like our own gym. It belongs to other people. So the kind of equipment, of course, we use the lifts, I'll call them the weights. Yeah, so those ones we usually use the ones that you find there for the there's a group of persons with physical impairment that are powerlifters that use that gym. So we use the equipment. So we actually have a challenge of having our own gym, because if we have our own gym, then we'll be able to train and maybe bring more medals and bring more people on board. Because you see persons with visual impairment, they're all over. And you see at the moment right now, we are only training in Nairobi. So that is one of the challenges that we have.
And this is where I would like to bring it in, because it's the kind of equipment that you use. Because, when we see powerlifting, for example, we would use the name, let's look for Helen Wawera. You know where she does for her, because she's
physical.
Yeah, physical. It's a physical one.
Yes.
So she's out lying on the bench and now lifts it up.
Yeah.
How do you go about yours?
For us, we have the bench press. We use the same bench that she uses. Then we also have the squats, where we lift the weight. now for the physically, now they can't do the squats.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have that one, and then we have the deadlift. I don't know if you are getting me.
I get the deadlift.
So we have the three: the squats, the bench, and the deadlift.
But that is how you describe it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that people don't. I mean, it's where, for example, go fetch water. So the 2 jerry cans.
Then you lift.
You lift them up.
Yeah.
And move. That is basically everyday deadlift.
Yeah, that is the deadlift. Yes. So we have a challenge of those equipments of having our own gym. Yes.
Now, Maurice, let me come to you, because if you've got to do, for example, if it's the deadlift, you always have a guide with you.
Yes.
So that you can now get to hold the bars.
Yeah.
And lift them up.
Yes.
Just give me a description of, your journey through over the last, I'd say,
1 year.
Less than a year.
Yeah, sure.
Because I mean, the last one was in October.
Yeah.
Last big major global one was in October, and this the World Cup was in October, and then here you are. Over the years, how learning to adapt to those weights, starting with the fact that the bar has got its own weight.
Yes. Now, I will say it is not the guide here, it is the coach.
The coach.
The coach is the one that teaches us the technique on how to hold the bar. And you see, in this powerlifting, we are categorized with our weights. Like now for me, I was from 62 to 68. So that's where now the coach gives me the direction. This is the kind of the weight that I'm supposed to be lifting, depending with how much practice I've put and the way he sees me. So he has to teach me the technique on how, when I get to the bar has some threads
yes.
where you feel.
Actually, what you can do, you can use your cane, for example, because you have it there. So,
yeah, sure.
So your cane is going to be our bar for today.
Yeah, so now, if this is the white cane, and sorry, we have, the coach will make sure that I feel this part, and for the other one, this other part. So you will tell me that is now where my hand will be equally when I'm holding the bar. So if he needs me to push it more, like for me, what I do, I hold my hands on the both hands on the end of the bar. Then I measure like this, 2. Then I know that's where I'm supposed to be holding the bar. Okay.
And that is after you've got the weights loaded.
Yes, after the weight.
So it's inside that cup.
Yes. No, not actually. Actually, the weight is there is something that blocks the weight.
Yes.
When the weight is put, there's something that blocks. So I have to measure from where the weight is. Now for the bar, for me to know where to hold. Because again, if I hold very wide, I might as well be unable to lift it. If I hold it so close again, it is another now technique which is called a close-up. So again, it might not. I might not be able to lift. So I have to hold it where the coach directs me, and that's now where we are taught this technique of maybe measuring the bar or feeling the threads. Yeah.
Well, and there it is. And for you, just take us through your medals that you won. Let's start with the silver medal.
The silver medal. For the silver medal, this one was for squats, where the weight is put on my shoulder. The bar is put on my shoulder with the weight. Then I'm supposed to squat down and then come up. So I won the silver for that. Then we have.
What was your weight? What was your lift?
My lift for
the squat.
For the squat, I did 125. Yeah, that was my
that
lift.
Is double your weight.
Yes.
Almost.
My weight, my body weight is 65.
65.
Yeah, yes. So I did 125 for the squats. Then this other one, this big one, this one is for the bench press. The reason it's bigger than this, and they are still because for bench press, it is actually like the mother of all the others. You are told if you can do good on bench press, then the others you can be able to do easily. So that's why it has a bigger medal. Yeah. So then this other one.
What was your bench press?
My bench press, I did 80. Yes. Then this other one. This one was for what you call deadlift. Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is for the deadlift. This one is for bench press, and this one is for squats.
Squats.
Then we have this one, which now is for total good lifts. If you have good lifts, with the accountant, if you have all good lifts, then you are given a medal, depending with the category of your lifts. Then this other one was good lift in bench press. I told you bench press is, that's why it is given two.
Yes.
Yes. Because I had good lift in the first round, second and the third.
So all of them means that they all went up, and
Yes.
you're able to, how long are you supposed to hold it up? Because we know, for example, at the Olympics, hold it up, they count 1, 2, 3, and then.
No, for us, you go to the bench, you lie on it, then you are told to remove it. You remove it and hold it here, then you're told to start. So starting is pressing it on your chest, then pressing it back. Then after you've pressed it back, you're now supposed to rack it before you're told. Then you're told rack. So it depends now with the instructor. The more he takes on on giving the instruction, the more you hold it. But mostly within 30 seconds unakuwaga umemaliza kupress after now you've gotten to the bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is one thing you haven't told us, your deadlift. What was your deadlift weight? We know you did 80 for the bench press.
Yes.
125 for the squat and the deadlift now.
Deadlift I did 130.
130.
Yes.
And just demonstrating using a cane,
Yeah.
just explain how the deadlift works so that we can now fully understand that.
For the deadlift, you are given one technique by the coach that you should protect your back. Because again, you might dislocate your back if you lift it without the technique, without using the technique. So your back has to be straight. So I don't know whether I can.
No, actually, you actually tried to.
Because I cannot actually demonstrate on the deadlift when I'm sitting.
We can hold back, but what we can do, I think I can ask Oscar to have your mic strapped to your belt, and then somebody can guide you and you can do the deadlift from the front. I think, Brian, you can do that.
Sure.
So that we can now come over to you, Phyllis. Phyllis, here you are with your 3 silver medals. Just tell us about each one of those.
Okay. I'll start also with the bench press.
Okay.
It's the biggest. And the other one is deadlift and squats.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. So just tell us about the weight that you your deadlift weight, because there is one each for that.
Yes, as you've heard, we are categorized with the weight, and I was competing. My category was 56, up to from 52 to 56. So I was there. I was weighing 54 then. Yes, so I would lift according to my weight. So my bench press was 50.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then also, so we'll be coming back to that. And so now, Maurice.
Yes.
Now just give us now that proper demo about how to do a deadlift correctly.
Let me use my white cane as the bar. So the bar is down here.
Okay.
And now I will go, once my name is called, I'm taken by the coach at where the weight is. So I stand, and then I'm supposed now to lift it.
Yes.
And wait to be told to put it down. So what we do, you have to put your legs apart.
Okay.
For the stability, because remember the weight is heavy. Then you have to go down like this because of your back. So once you go down, you hold your weight, and then you come with it. Then you do like this, and then you're told, you wait until the instructor tells you to put it down. Then again, you put it down, and then you stand, and then wait to be told whether it is good lift or no lift. Yes.
And a good, giving us a good lift is where you have held it at the right position. Just give us a position for a good lift.
A good lift is when you go down, have your weight on your hands, and then bring it without rubbing it on your body. And then once it gets here, you can now lie it on your body, on your laps, then wait. Then once you're told to put it down again, you make sure that it doesn't touch your body as it goes down, then you put it down and then you stand.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. And let me simply say this. Kenya, we know how you lift things. You have to use it.
Yeah, ukiinama hivi, then you'll have a problem with your back. When you'll feel the pain. But when once you do it like this, you know your back is straight here.
Yes.
So you will have the stability when bringing it. Then your legs again have to be straight, not like this.
Okay.
When you are standing, have to be straight. And then your chest has to come out. Yeah.
Okay. Very well. Thank you very much, Njoki. You can help Maurice get back to his seat at the moment, so that we can continue.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that is Maurice. At least you've seen how you're supposed to do it, and you see what Kenyans do. Whenever they lift something, they will. I mean, there is a temptation to, use your legs here and there. And so let me come back to you now, Phyllis. We were talking about each of your medals.
Yes.
You did 50 for the bench.
Yes. And then squats, it was 70. Deadlift 90.
Deadlift 90.
Yes.
So, and this is where I want each one of you, Maurice and Phyllis, just to give us this. We have seen that you're doing almost twice your body weight, Maurice.
Yeah, sure.
When it comes to the squat. Just tell us how you develop that vis-a-vis what we are seeing, for example, for the bench press, where you were just doing slightly above your body weight, which is 80.
Bench press is the mother of the others. And it is the tough one. So if you are good in bench press, then the others you will be even 3 times. Yes, it requires a lot of energy, training, technique, and also passion.
Okay.
Yes.
Maurice?
Yes. I will start by saying this, Wahome. For us, we are power lifters, not bodybuilders.
Not bodybuilders.
Yes. Now, someone asked me the other day, you don't look like ujaunga, unajua? Then nikamwambia kuja nikuwekelee kwa mabega, then so now you can know that I have the strength. So for us, it is about building the power in your muscles. It is not about having a big body. So your question is why that times twice my nini, because I have learned the technique on how to do it. One, hiyo weight nakwambia nikichukua, if I pick it the wrong way, the weight of 130, then I will not be able to lift it. And I might lift it and then dislocate my discs. So the technique on how to lift it is one major, very important thing. The other thing is, when you're training, you have to train as a power lifter, not a bodybuilder.
And I'm trying to think even for a conventional weightlifter, because there is what they also do. I mean, they've got to do almost the same thing. I mean, it's only that they don't do the deadlifts. They do the snatch, and then there's what they call the clean and jerk.
Yes. So for us that we cannot, because again we might harm our body.
Yes.
Because remember, we are power lifters, so we need the power to do and to have the technique. Now for the bench, for the bench press, we had a weakness in our team. Let me say so. That's why we have only one person who got a gold on it. But we decided to work on it, because like we are telling you, it is the mother of all these others. So you have asked a question why these bench press we were doing not very good, comparing it with, if I am able to do 140. Let's say 140, because the person who got a gold in my category lifted 140.
In the bench press?
Yes. My weight.
That means he's doing double his weight.
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes. So, do you know how much he did on the squats? He did 200. So.
Where is he from? Is he from Iran?
No, from Kazakh.
From Kazakhstan.
Yeah, from Kazakhstan.
Not much difference. That's where all the weightlifters are.
Yes.
Normally.
So, if I can be able to do 100 plus with my weight on the bench, then trust you me, I will kill these animals. Yes.
All right, he's mentioned 5 gold medals, and all 5 gold medals came from a young man who's in school today.
Yeah.
Kelvin Mbogwa, a Form 3 student.
Yes.
At the Thika High School for the Blind.
Yes.
You know, let me come to you, TM. You're the one who's now going to, tell us the story of Kelvin, because 5 gold and 2 bronze is no mean achievement for him. And the thing is, he's not a small fella. He's 83 kgs.
Yes. He's 75.
Yes,
75.
Yeah. Kelvin began this sport, I think, last year, but he didn't manage to join the team. So this year when there were trials, he came for the trials and he was able to qualify. So from that time, he's been training in and out of school. So he said that he developed that passion when he saw other people lifting weights, and he was like, I can also do it. So we're actually very proud of him. So he competed in the it's called in the junior category.
Yes.
That's where he was able to get all the 5 golds and 1 bronze, and he did so well.
So just give us a whole idea about this categorization, because you have the masters, you've got the juniors.
Yes, there's the masters, the junior, and now the open. The open is where Phyllis, Morris, and the rest competed. So for Kelvin, he competed in the junior category. Yes.
And looking at it, because everyone's looking for young sports people in this country. Some time back, I was with Steve Mutuma, Secretary General, Paralympics Kenya. And one of the things he was saying is, we have to look for these young athletes, especially for athletics. We could name the team Kenya. We know there is Wilson B, even for the T11, T12s, which is where the blind athletics is. But just tell us, what more are you doing, for example? Because now he's inspired an entire school.
Yes. So at the moment, KESAV is scouting for young talent. We have Google Docs form where we are registering athletes from all over Kenya, where you are able to register and tell us the kind of sports that you're interested in, your area, what are the facilities that are around there, so that you're able to locate them. And then we normally also have trials where we bring in athletes from different parts of the country where they participate in the trials. We also currently have a game called Showdown, where we train every Saturday at Hisan, that is in Kangemi. We are also nurturing young talents.
Give me a place called?
Hisan. Yeah, it's in Loresho. Yes. So we train every Saturday, the Showdown. And right now, when the young people have closed, they're on mid-term break, they're able to join us on Saturdays and also during the holidays. So we are also nurturing talent there. We also have goalball, where our athletes are training. Like 2 or 3 months ago, we were at MKU, where we also had some championship. We also had young people from universities and from schools where they join us. So that's where we get our raw talent. So Kelvin is just one of the many that are there. Yes.
Which institution, Kelvin?
Kelvin.
Sorry, I'm saying Kelvin. And for you, Maurice?
Yeah.
Outside of this, just tell us, about your everyday job.
What I do? I work in the Ministry of Defense, and I can say as well that they have appreciated my achievements, and they have actually given me the permission to use the military gym there to train, and I'm given like the lunch hour. For my lunch hour, okay, I live...
Unakula chuma?
Nakula chuma. During lunch hour, me nakula chuma. Yeah, I'm training daily, and I've also gotten a coach there, a military coach who is actually directing me in 1 or 2 things. Although the powerlifting teams, we normally go to Nyayo on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That is at 2. We are usually there at 2. That's where the coach now, our team coach, comes and directs us on what we are supposed to be doing, the food that we are supposed to be eating. Yeah, that kind of things. So mainly, I go to the office by 7, 8 there. And then at 1, like I've said, after lunch, I go for an early lunch at 12:30. Then after lunch, I'm off to the gym up to 2. Then I freshen up and go back to the office. Yeah.
Well, you can see, I mean, the opportunities are there. Phyllis, let me come to you because you started off with karate and kickboxing. Just give us a background of you getting into those two sports.
Okay, I started karate. First, I started with taekwondo. Then I shifted. When I went to school, I found there was no taekwondo, so I joined karate because they are the same. So after school, I didn't find a coach for karate, and the national team was training very far from me. So I joined kickboxing. That's how I went in stages. So from kickboxing, I've been training along home.
The transition from martial arts, because they've got their own discipline and the rigor that comes with it, and now taking up, powerlifting and the bench press. What was that transition for you?
Well, I felt it was normal because training was in me. So I didn't feel the space. So I just collaborated with the changes. Yes.
Okay. And I want you now to talk about your teammates.
Yes.
You are the captain. So first, tell us about Maria Joseph, who picked up how many? 3 silvers.
Yes. Maria Joseph was participating in category from 56 to 60. She was around that category, and she also had a silver in bench press, squats, and deadlift. Also, she was training with us in Nyayo, and also she had some challenges. She had complained about the gym at home. There are those people who are mistreating blind people. Like you go to a gym and ask if you could train there, but because you are blind, they think you need more attention and they just deny you the chance.
But why would anyone do that? You need gym gani tuende huko ba. I won't say that.
It's a big challenge.
It's a big challenge.
Yes. But someone like her or me, we are used to training. So when I go to a gym, although I may need assistance, not that much, I'm not a liability. I know what to do. You just guide me and I do. So I would urge the gym instructors there outside. They don't, they don't discriminate because of the condition. Yes.
Because at the most, all you'd need is somebody to get you to the equipment.
You put me this weight and then I do what I know. Yes, because now we go 3 times a week. So the rest days you need to practice at home. Now when you are denied the chance, you are discouraged somehow.
Well, do not deny them any opportunity at all that comes with them. You'll be very surprised that that some of the things that they do, they're quite huge. We've been just informed the gold medalist in Kenya's category could do 200 kgs up, and that was in the deadlift.
Yeah, the deadlift.
The deadlift. And 140 on the bench press. The other member of the team, let's talk about Sela Adikinyi.
Sela also is our teammate, and also she got the ladies, we got the same silvers in all the categories. Sela was playing the category of 67 up to 67, and she won the silver in bench press, squats, and deadlift.
Okay.
Yes.
Marion
Accord was also playing in category weight up to 82. She won in bench press, squats, and deadlift. Yes.
Well, brilliant performance coming in from the Kenyan women's team. Maurice.
Yes.
We've spoken about Mbogwa, who won all the 5 gold that Kenya did bring in. Jairus Okora, just tell us about him.
Jairus Okora He's a very, I can describe him as committed and resilient athlete. One, remember, he's a sprinter.
Yes.
He does 100 and 200. And when he came to the powerlifting, he didn't know that he could do it. But he's also...
I mean, that would fall naturally for a sprinter. I mean, when I see sprinters, mirabamine, all of them. But you see, he thought that maybe you'll find people who are more, you know, who have been practicing for the powerlifting. For him, he knows that he has been practicing for sprinting. But now, he didn't know that he could make it here. But we encouraged him, we worked as a team, and he got his medals as well. So I can say he did it. Yes. He was competing under the category of 68 to 75. Yes.
Yeah. And there was a lot of competition in that category because I think they were like 8.
Yeah. 8.
Yeah. They were 8. But he was able to get silver, got a silver and a bronze. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Henry Nzungi won a silver and a bronze.
Yes.
Just give us up to him and his division.
It was 75 to 80 category.
82.
82. Yes. Is it 75 to 82?
Yeah.
Yes, 82 category. And they were also very many actually. Actually, for him, he was even at first he was afraid that he might not get anything, because I'll tell you about Turkey, Kazakhstan, Russia, Egypt,
Georgia.
Asia. Those people, they don't joke with wachezi na chuma. So he was afraid that he might not get something, but we encouraged each other. By the way, we trained so severely for this one. For this one, remember our president, Mr. Charles, used to say that we have a target of 20 plus medals. And as the athletes, we would feel the heat on us. Every time that we go to Nyayo to do the practice, we would say, mnajua tuko na kibarua. You see, in every social media where you went, in every media house where you went, he never failed to say that the target is 20 medals and above, and 5 has to be gold. So tulikuwa na kibarua. So I'll say Nzungi really fought a good fight, and getting those medals was not a joke.
Rajab, let's talk about Rajab Cheti.
Rajab, huyo ni mchezaji wa kitambo on this game. Remember, he's a
short put.
Yes, he's a short put athlete. So he was training for the gym initially, even before the powerlifting thing came to us. So he's one of our best. Yes.
And at the moment,
he was at category
90.
Yes, 90, up to 90.
4 bronze medals.
Yes, 4 bronze medals. So it was also a good fight that he fought.
Okay. Now, actually, in the side, let me go to somebody's side, Charles Waitherero side.
Yes.
There are 2 medals that you have. The small ones.
Yes.
About the clean lifts.
Yes.
How do we, accumulate more of this? Because, I mean, just looking at the medal collection and the work that needs to be done so that more of this come through. You see, there are some 2 extra medals you have.
Oh, these 2?
Total.
The total ones.
The total ones, yes.
We have this one is for the total good lift.
Yes.
For the categories, and the total good lift for bench press.
Very good. Let's talk about getting more of this when it comes to the good lifts, because we know how important it is. How this really matter, especially when you are going up to higher competitions.
Yes.
Kuongeza maarifa kwenye
more training.
It is about more training. Like it tells us, it doesn't mean because I went and got medals, if I don't train, that when there is another competition, I will go. So that makes us train more, and it makes us even have the motivation that Ujama is in for giving the people that require the chance, a chance to go and represent our country. So for the good lifts, I will tell you it is more about putting more effort and doing what you are supposed to do as an athlete to get them.
All right. Now, you know, everyone, you know, at the moment, this story is going out there and, you know, the gyms are there. What kind of collaborations would you want such that the weights that you've given me here that you lifted, 50, 70, 90, you know, this is a sport where the bigger the number, the better. Just take us through the collaborations that you'd like, in addition to what you have at Nyayo and other places.
Okay, for addition, we would need more facilities because now there are people coming from far. And also because the gym doesn't belong to us, we go with their time. If they are training, we don't train. So if we could get more facilities and equipments, we would train better. And also, there are like the uniforms, the gym kits. We would also want like the straps.
Straps?
The ones for the knee. Yes, knee guards, those ones.
And the shoes also.
And also the shoes, because they also matter with the performance. Everything contributes to the performance. Yes.
Well, more events coming up, and let me come to you, Evelyn. And this is October, another big one's coming.
Yes, actually in November.
In November.
Yes.
This was the World Championship.
This was the World Cup.
The World Cup.
Yes.
So we are going for the World World Championship. You know, what's the difference between the two? Because everyone sees, okay, you've brought medals. So now you are going for the World Championship. This was the World Cup. What distinguishes the two?
Of course, the World Cup is at a higher level, and the World Championship, it's at a lower level. That's how maybe I can differentiate it. So in November, we'll be going for the World Championship. I think it's going to be in the same country, probably a different city in Kazakhstan. So that's why we've actually begun training as early as now. We encourage our athletes, wherever they are, to look for a gym and start training. Those who are in Nairobi, we train Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at Nyayo Stadium from 2 p.m. So we are actually scouting also for new talents. As Maurice said, it doesn't mean that because they went this time round, they'll also go. You have to put in more effort, and we'll also have trials around August, national trials, where the athletes will come and qualify, will be selected to compete for the World Championships. Yes.
And also, the trials planned for late August, mid-August, late August this year.
Yeah.
And what are the standards that you'd want for someone who would represent the country? For example, Phyllis here is in the 56 kg division.
Yes.
What is the minimum that you're looking at if you were to see, for example, or the minimum cut-off point?
You know, sasa hiyo tunaenda na coach.
The coach
if there is, because there are trials, he knows what to do. If he says you lift your body weight, it goes that way. If he says he's the one to set the standards.
Yeah. But Wahome, like now for the trials for these competitions that you just was you have to lift above your weight, your body weight. So like that day I lifted 70. That's how I qualified. So
and that was for the bench press?
Yes, for the bench. Actually, for the trials, we only did bench press because like, that is the matter of. So
the tough one.
Yes,
it's a tough one.
Yeah. So you have to lift at least above your body weight, because that's when now the coach will know there is room for improvement. But if you can only lift, if you are 60 and you can only lift 20. Then you're giving your coach a lot of...
Basically, you can only carry a bucket of water.
And then remember, 20 is only the bar. The bar is the bar.
The bar itself is 20 kgs.
Yes, it's 20 kg. So we start from the bar, 20, then I'll start adding other weights. Yeah.
And actually, had some, and that's the routine. Your warm-up routine includes, first of all, playing around with the bar, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Just take us through that. You are the one with a makeshift bar today. So wacha tubadilishe Ken leo.
Okay. So when we are warming up, like on Mondays, normally on Mondays we used to do bench press. So warming up, unaambianga upige kama nini body, yani hawa watu wa body, hawa wenye wa body lifters You see, body lifters wanapiga kama reps mingi. So unaenda unashika bar yako, unachapa mingi. Kama 30, 40 ama 50 ukiweza. Hiyo sasa ndio una warm ya bench press. Kama una warm ya squats. Unaweka bar hapa. Then unateremka kama 50 zingine. Most tunaendanga 60. 20 mara tatu. Hizo ni reps tatu. Yeah. So you have to warm first before you start. But again, there is more for warming up. Unaweza warm na kamba pia. Unaweza warm na press ups. Unaweza warm na dumbbells kidogo, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Your warm up routine. Just take us through it.
Okay, at the gym we warm all the same. There are no men and women. If it's the bar, all of us, you have to control it and you warm. If the coaches now decides the warm up is enough, now we go to training. Yes. And
what is it that you keep doing to ensure that you do not get injuries? You know, Morris mentioned there's a risk of the back injury.
Yes.
And if you're doing the bench press, you know, there's how you hold it. You know, you can tear your muscles, or you know, so that you don't avoid. You know,
we avoid the. Now there is where the coach comes, because he knows if he puts this weight, you will get injury. If you train with this weight, you will be safe. So we go with the coach's directions.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about improving? For example, if you have to do your bench press now,
yes,
you did 50. Now you've got. I mean, if you was to use their standards, you would not have made it to Kazakhstan.
Yes.
But how do you progress now? Make sure, for example, now that you can do, say, 57 onwards.
Yes, they are like the assistives, that the dumbbells, the push-ups, they help a lot in bench press. You get the power in the shoulders to lift. So we do a lot of those ones. Even at home, you can do them in the house. We keep on doing the same.
Sasa hii ya nyumbani, because that one applies for everyone, visually impaired or not.
Yes.
Tell us a normal routine anybody can do at home.
Yes.
Usiniambie kwanza nikajaze simiti kwa mkebe.
So at home, you can do the push-ups. You set yourself, nitaenda 20 mara 3 ama mara 4. Then I'll go squats. Then there are those ones that you are shown, hata kwa kiti unashika. Kuna yani ni mingi.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Where you put your hand, say, on a sofa.
Yes, and then you
feet stretched out.
Yes.
Yes. And you lift your body.
Yes. Those ones, si lazima uinue vitu mzito. The simple exercises at home, they help a lot.
Especially now coming up, you know, helping you get through all of these rigors.
Yes.
Okay. So, and now that you know you from the World Cup, you've set a benchmark. What would you be looking for? I'll start with you, Phyllis.
Okay.
There are 3. You've got 3 medals here already.
Yes.
Just tell us what your target would be.
Okay. My target at the championships, at bench press, I want to go at least double. If with the training. And also the squats, I have to work hard and deadlift. So I've set a high standard because also my opponents are training and I don't know what they have kept as target. So as long as I train, I know I'll get good results.
Very well. And let me come to you, Morris. Yes. I mean, you did 125, and that was the bench press. The gold medalist did?
No, bench press I did 80.
80,
yes.
Sorry. The deadlift?
Yes. No, the deadlift.
The squats is 125.
Yes.
The deadlift? 100.
Deadlift 130.
130.
Yes.
Gold medal, and that brings you the gold medalists who are doing 200 and
He did 200 for that is the deadlift. Yeah. For the squats, he did I think 180, and then for the bench press he did 140.
And so there you are, bridging this gap.
Yes, it is very much possible. Like my coach always tells me, I have an advantage. I am short. Unajua people wanachukia watu wafupi. Wanga hatupendi sana, but here we have an advantage. We have an advantage. Here now the short people will clap for themselves. My coach is usually telling me that, Maurice, you have a very good chance of lifting higher because you are short. If I widen my leg and then I pick the deadlift, I can lift at a 200, at a 20, at a 230.
Oh, high-end in Bali.
Because I can tell you, that guy of Kazakhstan, he is shorter than me. Trust me, he is shorter than me. Yes, the one that did all that. So that's where now I get the advantage. But I am training so hard.
Make me a scout for your sport. For all the short people.
Do you know there is a guy called Mariga? I don't know whether you know him. He's a short stature. He does 150 bench. 150 bench. So you can see it is very much possible. For me, I'm targeting 150 bench. I'm targeting at least 170 squats, and then I'm targeting 180, 200 the deadlift.
The deadlift.
Yes. Yes.
So it will be a series. We will mark that. We will not forget.
Don't forget.
We will not forget.
Yes.
And we now fully understand why they're doing that. So let me just come to you. And as a member of this federation, let's just look at. You can overall wrap up for some of us for these events. The Showdown Championship was in Italy. That is past. But now let us look at what's coming. Blind judo.
Yeah. Blind judo is supposed to take place, I think, next month. So we are in talks with the ministry, hoping that they'll be able to facilitate us. Meanwhile, the trainings are ongoing. Yes.
Well, very interesting. The next group that is coming is judokas. So unaweza wasalimia pako pale, so that you can talk to the deputy SG. He can help you with one of those things because I know about that. The Gold Ball African Championships in September.
Yes, also our teams are training and will be holding our national trials soon. Yes, to select a team. Yes.
Okay. Blind Football World Championships.
Also our teams, we are training. We're also training the coaches and referees on that. Yes. Because and we have also given balls to them that were donated to us. Yes. Yeah.
That ball also, by the way, for blind footballs is the same.
The
sound.
It has the beanbag effect.
Yes.
That sound.
Yeah, but now it's smaller than the goal ball. The goal ball is a bit, yeah.
It's bigger because I've seen goal ball play it on the floor.
Yes, you roll it out. Yeah.
And try to score against that.
Yeah.
And then also one of the things that you want to do is just give us a background of trying to get more coaches into blind sport so that they're able to adapt to the athletes and know the rules of the sport as they apply.
Yeah. Okay. Like last year, we had a training for referees and coaches for goal ball. That was in December. We had a team that came from the UK that was doing the training, and we were able to train teachers from the special schools. So whenever we have the trials, we bring them on board and they're able to ref and also coach the students. So mostly in schools, we have coaches who are teachers. Yes.
And because you mentioned about that, and how well are these schools, adapting to, the growing space of sport for the visually impaired?
We actually encourage the head teachers and and also the teachers who are in charge of sports. We encourage them to scout for young talent and to encourage these young students, young blind students, to join sports and to actually engage in the sports that are readily available in schools. Because you see, in school we'll have goal ball, and we've donated those balls to the schools. So you'll find that majority of the blind schools, they're able to participate in goal ball. So showdown, we also have like in Thika, we've also donated the balls, so the students are able to train. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Evelyn Ogola, who was team manager of the Kenyan team to the powerlifting and bench press world championships. Basically, it's around weightlifting. 35 medals, 8 of them are here. The captain of the ladies side, Phyllis Wanjiru, is here, and Maurice Kenyo was captain of the men's side. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. All the best. And huyu mtu ni ambassador. Huyu anajiona na wakubwa wengi sana. Atawasaidia mpate equipment.
And we'll also want to encourage parents out there. Wasifungia watoto wao. Bring them out. Because I didn't start out as a team manager or a vice president. I was actually an athlete back in 2017. And that's how I got here. So we encourage parents, mtoe watoto wenyu, give them a chance to participate in sports. They'll become people like us in future.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, we'll be taking our first break, and when we get back, we'll get the highlights of the crowning moment for Kenya Police winning their maiden FKF Premier League title. And after that, we will be talking judo. Well, let's take a break. Our sign language interpreter this hour has been Lucy Waura.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
Pindi tunapowasha vifaa vyetu, tunapata fursa ya kutangamana na wasikilizaji wetu.
Karibu sana thĩinĩ wa tabarĩra ya Rwiga.
Tunapeperusha utangazaji uliobobea katika habari,
nĩ ũndũ wa macio na mangĩ maingĩ,
burudani,
aha nĩ harĩa tũkoragwo tũkĩigua nyĩmbo mwaki nyĩmbo hot,
na hamasisho la kiroho. Usiachwe nyuma. Jiunge nasi kwa safari ya kufana katika 99.5 FM. Soro FM.
19 nations will compete in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania 2024, which will be staged from 2nd to 30th August 2025. Amongst the 4 groups in the tournament A to D, Kenya is pooled in Group A, together with Morocco, Angola, DR Congo, and Zambia.
Algeria from the set piece, the header is on target, but it's saved.
This unique competition featuring the best locally based players from across the continent definitely has something for everyone. Just bring your A game as you let it flow live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
7?
7.
No, 6.
Harambee Stars amehusika pakubwa katika Police Football Club. Kenya Police FC la kwenda kuwekwa sehemu husika baada ya kunyanyuliwa. Atakayelishika baada ya hapa ni nahodha Kenya Police. Mashabiki wapo tayari wa Kenya Police, wanajua ni furaha ya kila mchezaji na kushuhudiwa mvua. Wanaongozwa na vijana wale ambao wataubeba mpira ile. Ball Boys, kamishna wa mchezo Leonardo Nyego anaongoza Pilato siku ya leo, na wachezaji ikiwa wanatoka vyumbani kule tayari kuingia kwenye nyasi. Brian Musa Lorokeo, mali ya timu ya taifa Harambee Stars, alikuwepo kwenye kikosi cha mapinduzi katika shughuli za kitaifa. Gwaride za siku kama za Jamhuri, gwaride za siku ya madaraka kama polisi. Siku ya leo ni wao wanaopigiwa gwaride la heshima. Card of honor to the champions 2024-2025. Tyson anapigiwa kofi na kakake Austin Odhiambo. Ndugu watoka nitoke. Wachezaji wa Gor Mahia mabingwa msimu uliopita hawana budi kukifanya anachokifanya na kwenda kusalimiana. Itifaki zinazingatiwa sehemu yote ulimwengu. Fair play to football ni mchezo unaoleta watu pamoja. Since 1968 lazima wimbo huu utausikia wanapokuwa katika mechi yoyote ile, wawe nyumbani au ugenini. Zedeka ziko teno kikosi cha 4-3-3. Kevin Omondi Sam amechukua nafasi ya Gad Matthew, Philemon Joshua, Sylvester na Levin Joseph. Eneo la kati Lawrence Alpha. Zedeka ziko teno anashikilia zamu baada ya Pilato. Wakati siku leo ni Moses Simiu anasaidiwa na Emmanuel Barasa, Jackson Atia na Emmanuel Ochieng. Jukumu la kutafsiri sheria 17 za mchezo soka siku leo, raundi ya mwisho kabisa ligi kuu taifa la Kenya msimu huu. Upande wa pili Etienne Ndayiragije, Jobo Ochieng anasalia kusaka clean sheet nyingine ya 14 siku leo. Pembeni atakuwepo Daniel Sakari Macheso, pia Victor Mugubi Wanyama. Etienne Ndayiragije, popote pale ulipo, assalamu alaikum, amani ya Bwana iwe juu yako. Karibu sana Ulinzi Sports Complex, karibu sana Nairobi, karibu sana 254 kwa faida ya Kenya. Gor Mahia yupo nyumbani siku leo, bingwa Kenya Police yupo genini. Raundi ya 34 Machi nambari 304 msimu mwaka 2024 mwaka 2023 nafikia tamati yake siku ya leo. Hii ni sauti ya beki asiyebirika Ali Salim. Nitakuwa nipo nawe kwa dakika zote 90 za siku leo. Salim Abdallah try again, mwenyekiti wa bodi ya klabu ya Simba Sports Club ya kule Tanzania, naye pia yupo hapa akiwa na Saik Munganyale, police commandant Kiganjo Training School, lakini pia senior assistant inspector Brano Koth. Mepoteza Marvin Omondi na Bwire. Sasa nao Sharif Musa Sirengo Ramadhan. Bado Sharif kwake Austin. Sharif Musa. Sharif! Sharif Musa Ramadhan Sirengo alianzisha mwenyewe, ameimaliza mwenyewe. Gina stand up. Ameona kitu labda Salim try again Abdallah. Kwake Sharif Musa Sirengo. Wanatangulia mabingwa wa msimu uliopita. Goli lake la 5 msimu huu amelizalisha mwenyewe. Alikuwa nao kuanzia kwenye nusu yao kule, akamtafuta Austin Odhiambo, akapigiana naye pass tu, amepita kati ya mabeki kweupe kabisa. Clean sheet ya leo inakosekana kwake Jobo Ochieng, lakini wanatangulia Gor Mahia, wanaitaka nafasi ya pili, wanataka kumaliza uzuri. Sharif Musa Sirengo Ramadhan anawatanguliza Gor Mahia hapa ndani ya Ulinzi Sports Complex. Bingwa Tusker pale Mumia Sports Complex Kakamega. Macheso ni ya kurusha, ameanza haraka kabisa, meshindwa kugeuka. Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani, uzuri David! Super sub! Bandi inaendelea, lakini mafando wamenyanyuka, wameacha tarumbeta, wapiga wanaopiga, lakini wameipenda kweli kweli. Kenya Police inanyanyuka. Haya, twende miguu pande, twende miguu sawa. Polisi bingwa, super sub David Okoth kuweka kichwa ndani. Walianza zuri CBU kwake Alvin Mangeni, akanyanyua kichwa, pinpoint. David Okoth Odhiambo, goli lake la 3 msimu huu, anarudisha mchezoni Mafande, anairudisha heshima la jeshi la polisi. Ubingwa uchukuli hivi hivi tu, ubingwa unahitaji jasho, ubingwa unahitaji damu. Na Mugambi KM10 kwake David Okoth Odhiambo, anaileta ndani, kuna nafasi imekatwa kwanza. Marvin Omondi na Bwire amekataa. Kevin Omondi saha, nivyo nafasi alimshikia kwake Marvin Omondi na Bwire, lakini Saha alikuwa makini kabisa kuhakikisha kwa ule mpira haumpigi chenga. Aliua kabisa kabla kuweza kuchukua. Bale tafuta Mala, Lambo mezidi muonekana tena, Benson Ochengo Mala jitu. Alikuwa amezidi kweli, lakini kichwa kizuri amekipiga Omala, kina alikuwa ameangaliwa pakubwa. Taji, mageuzi ya soka labda ameanza leo. Kenya Police have done it. Wamevunja historia, wameingia katika kumbukumbu ya mabingwa kwa kuchukua ligi kuu taifa la Kenya. Mabibi na mabwana, sasa ni rasmi, polisi bingwa. Anasalimiana na baba, anamsalimu Munga Nyale, mwenyekiti wa klabu ya polisi, analibeba kwa madaha na kudunda. Ni furaha iliyoje, wamechovya asali. Polisi bingwa 2023 2024. Hakuna atakayetamba mbele ya polisi, hakuna ataongea mbele ya polisi. Aliyopewa akapewa, mpewa hapo konyeki. Wameipambania na siku leo wanaipata tabasamu. Wamehitaji misimu minne, msimu wa 4 wameondoka na taji, lakini wamehitaji misimu 11 tangia timu ya polisi kuweza kuondoka na taji. Mwaka 2024 mwaka 2025, Kenya Police Football Club are the champions.
And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning. Yes, when we're talking about, we're having conversations around sport, we've had one about, what we would call powerlifting for the visually impaired. Kenya was in Kazakhstan, came back with a total of 35 medals, and we've had 2 representatives telling us their story and what needs to be done to see the sport grow. What a fun conversation. But also, last week in Budapest, Hungary, we had what was known as the World Senior Championships. And yes, one representative, Zedi Cherotich. She's here in studio with us. And just before I introduce her, our sign language interpreter is Anne Wangeshi. So Zedi Cherotich is here. And this time round, she's I mean, when I saw her walk in first, I went, okay, so where is Zeddy? But Zeddy, karibu. Hatuja kuzoea na hii. We've not seen you dressed like this in a very long time. Exactly. Officially dressed. Yeah. Actually, now we can now even host you for Maneno.
Yeah.
And Kennedy Kwithia, who's the Deputy Secretary General Judo Kenya. And let's start, with you, Zeddy. Upper competitors, 556, 294 men, 262 women, 93 countries. Kenya, but just tueleze this journey of yours, especially over the last 1 year from Paris, and now going to represent the country again.
Okay, thank you so much for hosting me today. And my journey since after Olympics, it has been very good. I've been training very well, and for me to qualify for the World Championship, it was through world ranking, and I was really happy to be in the team. So I represented the Kenya Judo Federation, or Kenya, in Budapest, and the competition was really tough, but I just did my best. I can say right now, I cannot fear anyone, be it a Olympic champion, a world champion, because I've met them and we have interacted. They have really encouraged me to do more practice. Yes.
Tuangalie last year Olympics. Everyone saw that fight na kila mtu akaongea, but you simply said hapa kweli unaingia pale kwa time unajua sasa kumebadilika. What was the biggest lesson, the mental lesson when you get to this kind of competition?
Olympics haikuwa rahisi. In fact, wakati nilijipata niko na the champion herself from Portugal, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? But because I got so many people encouraging me that do your best, don't see the person that is a world champion or is an Olympic champion, but you can just surprise many. So wakati niliingia kwa mat, the lady was really, ni mtu amezoea this competition. So nilishtuka sana, but anyway, people can talk, anything can happen, but for somebody who loves sport very much, that person will never lose hope. Yes.
What was the biggest, how have you now, in consequent competitions, how have you adjusted, to meeting somebody who is ranked higher than you, even if it is just 2 places up, but they're used to the common competitions?
Yeah. Through this competition, the Kenya Judo Federation have given me to go and represent the country in Africa Championship and again in the World Championship. Right now I can say I'm not that nervous. I'm not afraid of any other person. It's only that a matter of time for me to change some little mistake. Last time I had slow in speed, but because we were given the coach from Japan, he has really changed a lot of things in Kenya. Yes.
Okay. So Kennedy, let me just you worked together with the Global Federation. You bring in a coach here, and one of the things she's mentioned is speed. Just give us what the coach identified. I know we had him here some time back, and the kind of work that he's been doing with Kenya's elite judokas.
Yes, Coach Yusuke has been, first of all, thank you for hosting us here today. And Coach Yusuke has been of a very big benefit to the Kenya Judo Federation, the National League to be specific, the elite team. Because one of the things that he's been very focused on is strengthening of the athletes and also improving in terms of techniques and also rules. IJF rules are really changing very fast. So he has been is effortlessly working on our athletes to be sure that they're conversant, and also our coaches are also conversant in terms of how we are training them to meet the global and world standards today. So we can see quite a bit of an improvement, and you've been able to see it not just with the seniors, but also especially with the juniors and the cadets. It's coming out clearly that we have an advantage now in Africa and at the global level.
Okay. I want to come into the. I'll be coming into about the strength work, and then you'll come in here and see tell us how it has changed. The strength and conditioning part of it, how it has changed for you. But you're talking about Kenya, becoming a bigger force when it comes to the juniors, to the cadets and the juniors. Just give us some of the things that you're seeing change, especially over there. I think Kenya hosted the cadets and juniors 3 years ago.
Yes, in 2022. Yes, in 2022, and you'll see quite a bit of improvement in terms of the success rate. We are having our judokas get more medals, especially the young ones. So far, we've been able to attain these 2-3 gold medals in the last 7 months. Silver medals and bronze medals at during the African Championships that we have been able to attend in Morocco and in Senegal last year in Dakar. So because we are also focused on the Youth Olympics 2026, we are seeing ourselves being on the limelight and also representing our country at the Youth Olympics 2026. Yes.
And so let me come now to strength and conditioning. Zedi, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
What changed when Coach Yusuke was brought in when it came to matters of strength, and also you mentioned speed?
Yes. Since Yusuke came to Kenya, he has really assisted us in more techniques, speed, and how to attack your opponent using a technique and using again speed. So most of the time, Yusuke himself challenged us a lot. He's not only a coach, but he's only a player, because he really plays with us in the mat with so many people. He can even play around 10 matches without him getting tired, unlike us. So so that is the thing tumekuwa tukimuuliza, what are you doing for you not to get tired during practice? So himself, he has been telling us that it's something he has been doing, and we are really catching up. And for the coming competition, especially the African competition, where you will see difference from right now.
Now, getting that fitness level, because I know, Zedi, I know your day job. When you are training for your day job, you got to know how hard somebody can be pushed so that it can be that. But when it comes to sport, what are you doing to ensure that you can meet Yusuke's level, such that you can have you can do about how many sparring contests? 4 or 5?
Yes. Yes. For a sportsman or a sport lady, you don't need to be pushed. If your heart is in sports, you will just you're supposed to do what is supposed to be done. For us, for what Yusuke has been telling us, sometimes huwa tunajitafutia time ya kukimbia, ya kuenda gym, kwa sababu pale tukiingia Kasarani watu tunaanza mazoezi from 10 to 1. So that is not enough. So during afternoon, in the evening hours, for you a judoka, unajitafutia nafasi yako, you go and do more practice, unaenda gym, you have to, unafaa kuwa na power, and again unafaa kuwa na endurance, and by getting that endurance unafaa kukimbia. So watu tunaanzanga asubuhi, tunaingia stairs asubuhi kwa Kasarani, nakimbia stairs, you do around 1 hour before ingie the training itself.
That is up the stairs at the gymnasium?
Yeah.
Or the main stadium?
Main stadium arena.
The main stadium
Yeah.
arena. So, okay, sahi najua it's under construction at the moment. So which facility are you using?
Tunatumia hii ya indoor arena. Hapo hii arena iko na stairs. So asubuhi watu tunaingia like 1 hour, and it's something nilianza. So ni wakati the other players waliona as a div you can do this. Si hata sisi tu. So unapatanga hata watu tunapitana in time. Kuna mtu atarauka asubuhi by 8 amemaliza stairs yake. Mimi wanaingianga by 8 to 9 namaliza stairs. So by the time tunaanza mazoezi at 10, utakuwa umepumzika, umerecover, you go to training for Yusuke now. Yes.
Yeah, so, and looking at your endurance, how did you find it? I mean, almost 1 year after Paris, or katulifika Budapest. in your power?
Yeah, nilisaidiwa na coaches from the from different clubs, not only my Ulinzi club. Nilipata even the treasurer himself, the deputy president, the coaches. They usually call me, Zedi, you have to do, unafaa kufanya hii, unafaa kufanya hii. So wakati niliona aki yenyewe wameamua na mimi, even during my saa zile huwa niko na free time, na para Saturdays nimeingia gym for 2 hours.
Pekee?
Yes.
Ulitengeneza WhatsApp group ya kumonitor?
Teamwork. Team effort. Yeah, we have the holistic approach.
Yes.
We have to embrace the holistic approach. It's not just about being on the mat, but also internally, her mind, setting her mind, giving her a good pace so that akienda pale, ako sawa, ako ready, both internally and externally. Yes.
Now, the other thing that you mentioned, number one, is what the rules at IJF level, entail, and this is where Coach Yusuke comes in. So I'll take it from you, Ken, about rules and how they apply, and for you, Zedi, how you're seeing competitors applying them. Let me start with you, Ken.
Yes.
Rules change and making sure that our coaches and technical officials understand these continuous changing rules. Tell us what you've seen.
In the end of month, we actually hosted an IJF seminar on capacity building, especially for our referees and our coaching department. And we are doing this more regularly. We had a team from the Italians who also visited us again to just further more seminars in terms of coaching and refereeing. And it's because the world is growing very fast. Sports is also growing very dynamically. The rules are changing very fast. So our goal is to ensure that our technical team at all times, they are up to task. They have been upgraded. They are ready to implement. And it flows down to the clubs. So we are seeing quite a bit of improvement, especially during the national leagues, when they are practicing, when they go outside there, we are getting less penalties. Yes.
Just give us a background, of these penalties that come through, where you may lose, where you lose your scores or the cards are given to the players, the yellows as they come through.
Yes.
What were some of the things that, what was one gap that you found out, for example, when you went to an international competition? That was always there.
Maybe I can give a Zedit.
The penalties.
At first, you were not allowed to touch the pelt for your opponent, but right now it's allowed. But it is given 15 minutes, no, 50 seconds. Yeah, 50 seconds. Unaweza shika that belt, but you have to apply the technique. But huwezi shika the belt na usimame. Ukatae nayo hapo. Yes, utapewa the penalty. Yes.
So that has been allowed.
Yeah,
ni gani ingine pengine which you probably it would naturally occur to you, because judo is a sport of wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, another one. You are not supposed to huwezi shika your opponent the lower part from the waist to the lower part, but for now it's allowed. So unaweza tumia nguvu yako yote ushike na uamgushe. Yes.
So hii maneno ya kushika trouser kuinua haikuwa.
Haikukuwa, but sasa huwezi shika kitu inaonekana, but just apply in a way haiwezi onekana again. Yes.
Okay. The other thing is, and this is where now, for example, you have to work with your coach. I mean, for example, if you watch judo at this high level, what happens is, if your coach is keen and feels that you have scored, they will raise a card and call for a review. To say VAR ya judo.
Yeah.
What is it that you picked up, and especially, watching during the Olympics, because you could see this, these high, when it got to the quarters, the semis, and the final, we would see that coming up, where the corner would just lift and say, I would like to review that. I think my judoka scored a point.
It happened again during a World Championship in Budapest. My opponent scored a half mark, and I knew it was a half a point, but when they refused the VAR, ikapatikana it's a full point. So I was like, I don't have somebody to kunitetea because hatu kuingia na coach. Yes, so niliridhika na nikatoka tu hivyo.
Sasa hapo mmeshtakiwa. You know, having somebody at the corner, because this is a point. She knows very well it's half a point, but there is a gap. Somebody who is not able, I mean, somebody who cannot, you know, give a contest. Say, hapana, haikuwa hivyo. Tuambie. How do you want to have this such that you use every available space offered by the rules to ensure that your judoka has got a point scoring?
Yes, it's a matter of preparations. We accept sometimes we experience such gaps because of time limits to book certain items like back numbers.
Yes.
But we are looking into that much more with clarity to ensure that we always have a coach by the stand, so that in case there's an issue, they're able to address, and not just for that, even for guiding the judoka when she's in the mat, that she's able to know that she's not alone there, or he's not alone there. They're able to consult and guide them when they're on the mat. Yes.
Well, we're headed to a very interesting, we're headed to 2026 Commonwealth Games year, and we know that judo, for you to qualify for these events, it's all about the points that you accumulate. 7th in Africa twice, 23, 24. But let's now talk about what you're building up towards the next one, and events for Zedi and the others.
Yes. As we've just come from Budapest, we are also lining up for South Africa in the coming week. And
hakuna kupumzika Zedi.
Hakuna kupumzika. We're also hosting the African Senior Championships 2026 April in Kenya.
That's next year April.
That is next year April. That's a big game for us because now we are going to be hosting the whole world here. We have the Commonwealth and we have the Youth Olympics, Dakar 2026. We are working, and we really appreciate the government's effort to support sports federations in this country in terms of participating in international games. We are not complaining. We are happy so far with what has been happening. We are attending as much as we can to gain as many points that we are able to gain. Yes.
Well, and this is very important, especially building up towards the Youth Olympics, Dakar 2026. One of the things you've done is there's the judo outreach program, to different parts of the country. For the work that you have done so far, when you started it, one of the biggest challenges you had was unafunza mtoto kupigana. What has been the change of that? Is the same thing. I mean, that is what ideally any parent would see.
Yes.
Because I know wrestling is mainly the benchmark sport, but when you look at it, what are the things that are changing, where you have reached out and you see the cadets have started picking up the sport?
We have taken the sport to schools. That is the Judo in Schools program, and one of the things that we are emphasizing on is demonstrations to create awareness for the parents to feel safe, for the teachers to feel safe, and also for the pupils, the children themselves, to feel that this is a safe sport. We have trained our coaches on also how to handle children, and we make it very clear to the schools that as we are giving them coaches for this training, these coaches have been trained on safeguarding, which is a very key component in our training programs, and also we've ensured that we make sure that they are able to see the sport. We are taking the national leagues down to the grassroots. They're able to see the sport live. Those ones we're able to attend, they're able to attend. So we're using every available resource to ensure that there's enough awareness created in terms of how judo is played, and it is a safe sport. We want to get rid of the idea or the mindset that it is a violent sport. No, we are one of the softest sports and safest sports in the world. Yes.
Well, and one of the things, for example, I think the last event, where was it? It was in Kitui. What was the reception to the sport out there?
Oh yes, Kitui was quite a good experience. It was very well attended. We had a total of 100 athletes who came from across the country, from the clubs. And this time we took the sport to the institutions. So we took the sports to Kenya Medical Training College, who have already accepted to become a pioneer campus, as Kitui campus, to introduce judo into their school. So it was received very well. The community itself participated fully. The government, the county government, was very, very welcome. So we can say we achieved more than what we expected in Kitui. It was an overachievement. Yes.
Zedi, one of the jambo lazima tuhakikishe kwamba chipukizi wanapata nafasi. For you senior athletes now who are there, I mean, there are those we have seen compete over the years. Now, just tell us, some of the work that you're doing, such that even when you decide, if you decide to become a coach or to sasa kwenda kusimama pale katikati, naambia watu hapa umepigwa iponi yako. To become a match official, just work that you're doing to ensure that there is continuity in the sport.
Okay, right.
In 10 years from now, utakuwa ukikalia ile kiti ingine. Pengine utakuwa deputy ESG.
Yes.
But which means that you'll have now to be, reaching out to these people.
Okay. First of all, right now in Kasarani, we train with the young judokas, wale ambao wameamua kucheza judo vizuri. And I have so many friends. I have so many friends and colleagues who have been calling me, asking about judo. Is judo something that can help them? And there are some schools ambazo nimekuwa nikienda, and I've really talked to their parents, and especially where I live. I usually call the children, watu nakaa nao chini. I talk to them about judo, and kuna wale wanasema mimi naogopa judo, na in fact I do practically. Naita mtoto naambia kuja nikuonyeshe. So right now hata nikipita tu mahali wako, they usually say hi, they want to be with me, they want to talk to me, they want to know where I came from, because even for my children, they usually say, mama meenda Hungary, mama meenda mahali fulani. So you find those children are very happy. They are very happy to see me. And what I can say about this judo is going far. Judo has really changed. It's not like the judo ya kitambo. It has really helped us. It has really helped so many people. So I really urge the young female, especially female, na wahitaji sana. Nimepiga simu kila kona, even Mombasa, wapi, nimekuwa nikiwaongelesha those female athletes, not only for judo, but wale ambao wako kwa karate. Yes, I really talked to them and wamekubali. Yes.
Na ujue, and look, wamekubali na sasa mtu amekubali, sawa, nitafika. The next thing is kuhakikisha ya kwamba waendelee kuwa katika huu mchezo.
Yes.
What's that challenge that is there? Because I think you're the first mom to Olympian.
Yes.
In the sport.
Yes.
Such that they understand, yes, you can be a mom, but at the same time pick up this sport.
Yes. That is why the Kenya Judo Federation walianzisha this judo in schools. So they have really supported me. Na wameamua kwenda different schools, and the Kenya Judo Federation itself are really doing a lot, like the SG here. Amehakikisha kuwa the different schools, not only in Nairobi, hata ukienda pale Kisumu uliana wakati wa holiday. Yes. There was kulikuwa na judo. So I can say judo is really doing fine. Yes.
Now let me also talk about special needs in judo, SG. And we had the visually impaired powerlifting team here, and one of the things that they're doing is also judo for the blind. So you could just give us this whole scope of the special needs aspect of this sport that you have.
Of course, under the Judo in Schools program, guided by Professor Dr. Sheila Kalunga, who is our director, We have actually decided to pay special attention to judo spectrum clubs. Spectrum meaning a whole range of what you might want to call disabilities, but it's abilities in different ways. And autism is one of the areas that we are looking into. Blind judo is another area that we're also looking into.
Let's start with autism, because
Yes.
that captures my attention.
Yes.
Because this is a group that at times, you know, everyone talks about it. Some ignored, others, you know, even as much as they're taken to special needs schools, they want to have the, you know, one size fits all approach of how managing them. How are you doing this?
First of all, judo for autism kids has a very big benefit in developing their focus, developing their mind wellness. And what we have done so far is that we've been able to attend workshops in collaboration with the Autism Club in Kenya. And not only that, but we are already training our coaches, some of our coaches. So far we've targeted 4 at the moment, 2 male and 2 female, to be trained on autism awareness, with the plan that in August we'll have our first holiday camp here in Nairobi, where we will host around 15 to 20 children from different schools within the Nairobi, and we'll be offering, we'll be training them on judo activities, introduction to judo, specifically for autism kids. So this is going to be our first special club for special needs, but of course we are also still intending to look at other areas when it comes to special needs and how to support them.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, for the blind, and how it works for them.
Yes, it still works in terms of improving their sensory sensitivity. So it's still the same thing as autism. We go into the blind judo. If we go for blind judo, same benefits. So it's an area that we'll have to chew what we can swallow, but we take one bit by one bit, because it's a very sensitive area, and technical capacity is what would be a challenge, and that is what we are trying to work on, especially with our coaches and our referees, to be able to know how to handle this audience, this new audience that we are also approaching.
Zeddy, let's talk about this sport, because when it comes to judo for the blind, how, you know, would you work, I mean, at what level does this now become a part of you? Yani ni kama dance move ambayo ukisikia wimbo unajua unafaa kwenda hivi, ukisikia wimbo inafaa kwenda hivi. How would you work with blind people kuwasaidia ndio waweze kuipata kabisa?
I think unafaa kuwa na roho, unafaa kuwa somebody who can talk to them in a nice way, not to harass them, because judo sometimes unajipata umeongea kitu in a louder way, so hata unajua that person atashika vizuri sana, kwa sababu judo is movement. So ukimwambia tu just move, anajua tumeenda right, anajua tumeshika mkono wa kulia, anajua tumeshika kiuno, anajua tumeshika this way. So what I can't talk much about it because it's something I've not experienced.
Kitu ungetaka kuona hata.
But ikifika hiyo siku tukianzisha, I think it will be something very interesting. Yes.
Sawa. Okay. Ken, any other, you know, focus on special needs judo that, you know, you would like to know? We've touched on those with autism. There's those who have, there's judo for the blind.
You mentioned women. She mentioned women. We have the IJF Academy now is investing in judo for women, and we also have for senior citizens. We are trying to be an inclusive sport, all-inclusive sport, because it's not just about the competition. It's also about physical fitness and also mental fitness. And also when you're growing old, it comes an advantage to you. So we also have the senior citizen judo.
Senior citizen minimum entry income.
Hakuna minimum. we have a group of 70-year-old folks who are actually training on judo right now. About 40 of them. So it's a sport. We are all inclusive. We are trying to be as inclusive as possible. Yes.
Well, so there it is. Thank you very much, Kennedy Kwithia. He is the Deputy Secretary General Judo Kenya. Zedi Cherotich, she's a judoka. They've come back from Budapest, and this is where they had World Senior Judo Championships, a big event and lots of learning lessons. Yeah. So, and for Zedi, she says, I think the kind of fear that everyone was talking about 1 year ago, it's gone, and how she concentrates on this. Well, so I would like to thank you for being with us, and this is for the past 1 hour 45 minutes conversations around, powerlifting for the blind, and now about judo. We'll be coming up next with Sheila Yaro, who's going to be coming in with Tamri and Kurunzi Mashinani. But also from the news perspective, there is a case going on that is being had by a 3-judge bench led by Lady Justice Roslyn Aburili Akirapa, and there is also Justice John Chigiti and Justice Bahati Mwamuye. And this is where the petitioners are saying that maybe the selection panel of the Independent Election Boundaries Commission did not do their job well. So let's find out what that goes. Ruth Wambo is our reporter out in the courts. My name is Daniel Wahome. Thank you for being with us. Our sign language interpreter has been Anne Wangeci. Have a good one.
When you meet Akale Bodio, you'll be amazed at how confident he is to become so competent in his pursuits, because he's learned how to cope and develop his character to maximize his potential in various sports for persons living with disabilities. And that is what resilience is all about.
Basically, and trusting in God, and always keep praying and working.
He was a blessing to have a supporter system right from home, which has played a big role in his development.
4 years. Yep, when my mom so until I went for my leg a bit straight, and I went to Joyta. Then I Kenya. One key thing about person with disability has been so vital in my upbringing, the support and supported. When I joined sport, I felt like you are doing sports for person with disability. Supported me all the way. So what I would like is just never know. Currently, we have professional person with disability who are doing sports. They are professional. So if they are given an opportunity, who knows, they might end up very far.
And when he watched his brother play basketball, he was inspired with the NBA adding fuel to his ambitions.
I used to like watching my brother play basketball. So one day he called me and we went and tried to shoot some hoops. And I got interested, and from there I picked it on. Till today, I'm still playing sports. I used to love watching NBA. So I felt like maybe I could play, but the fact that I had a disability, it limited me. Only for one day to later watch it on TV that there is wheelchair basketball in Kenya. And I was so interested and I joined.
Caleb is now a renowned player in the Kenya wheelchair basketball circles, which has seen him extend his talent beyond the region.
Wheelchair basketball basically has taken me to so many countries, like it was in Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, South Africa several times. Majority of the championships I have been named as one of the most valuable player in like 3 tournaments. I've been MVP in World Cup qualifiers. That was in Algeria, and I remember Kenya came 3rd position. I was in an MVP in South Africa tournament. It was African qualifiers for the World Cup, and Kenya we came 4th position. And in Algiers in 2007 we came 4th. I was also named the most valuable player in the tournament.
He's a good shooter who'll stop at nothing to give it all to realize his goals.
I'm very proud of that because we've been me and Coach Andrew and Coach Gumbi have been working out on my shooting skills, and I'm glad. Even in the last, the recent championship, I managed to score around 20 baskets in one match, which is something very good.
And that is not all, as he has excelled in para-athletics too, notably the marathon, where he's a constant competitor in the local scene.
Last year, I won the Beyond Zero marathon. I came first. I think 2019, I finished 2nd in the Standard Chartered Marathon. Last year, I finished 5th, which is sad. I'm looking forward to working on it. I have to claim my trophy. Yep.
It's not harder to combine the 2 sports, as he's very agile and adaptive to any situation.
It's all rounds up to the use that you find that you can do well in marathons, because for example in wheelchair tennis we get to the court like by 10:30 and we finish around 3. All that time it's all about chasing the ball here and there. So when you combine the hours, you put them into marathon, you see that maybe you can be somewhere in a good position.
The true sportsman hasn't limited himself to the 2 sports and also ventured into wheelchair tennis, where his skills have come in handy.
I remember the first time wheelchair tennis was introduced, there is a coach who saw me and told me that he can use my wheeling skills in tennis. So he gave me a racket, and that was it. We came into tennis. And I was, at some point, I was seed number 1 for Kenya for like, I think it was around 2 years. And then later more players came in and the competition was stiff, and they managed to overhaul my seed 1, and I accepted the challenge. But for now, I'm glad I'm back in wheelchair tennis, and I'm looking forward to giving them a challenge. Most memorable is the championship, wheelchair basketball championship in South Africa. When I got the most valuable player, I couldn't believe that I could make that big stage. And the other one is in wheelchair tennis, being the first male Kenyan to win a match in Kenya. The first match I played against an Egyptian, and I won 3 sets to 2. The match went for like 3 hours. Let me say I love sport because of one reason. There was a time when Corona came. I was seriously sick. And I went to the doctors. I remember it was here in Kenyatta. I did almost like 20 tests, and all the tests came out negative. So there's one doctor who told me there's something that you're doing which is not normal. I later came to realize that I had stopped doing all sports and I concentrated only in wheelchair basketball. So in terms of my health, it went from good to worse. So once I realized that, I had to force myself to come back into all the sports I was doing, because I remember last year, it was the first time
I finished 5th in the Standard Chartered Marathon. I've been finishing from position 1 to 3. But because I decided to stop all the sports, I finished 5th. So I just decided I need to get back, I need to get my body back to shape, and here I am.
And if you think that's all, then you have no idea how far I can go with these pursuits, as he's also in the forefront of introducing wheelchair rugby too.
I registered wheelchair rugby. Basically, wheelchair rugby is centered around severe disabilities. People with disability who you will never get to see playing wheelchair basketball, wheelchair tennis, or these other events. Because majority of them are spinal case injuries and multiple disabilities, like maybe loss of arm, a leg, and either 3 or 4 kind of disabilities. So I'm trying to give an opportunity to people who are left out. Yes.
All in all, he doesn't let his tribulations and disability define him, and is more focused than ever to continue doing what he loves most.
Next is to get into shape, see where the future is taking me. But one thing that I'm not stopping now is playing wheelchair tennis and wheelchair basketball and the marathon. Yes, I'll be there.
Caleb Odio is an outstanding sportsman who has been able to overcome his disability to succeed in wheelchair basketball, tennis, and the marathon, and he still has room for more. Isn't that a blessing?
My life has been wonderful, and I thank God for everything. I can't believe I'm here today, because looking at my path, the challenges that I've gone through, I'm glad and I'm happy that I have a disability and I can walk tall with my disability.
On the sidelines, he also champions for the rights of persons living with the disabilities and looks forward to the day when all public service vehicles will be easily accessible to them.
There was one initiative that I think the guys of 145, they started to remove some seats in certain vehicles, which was a big plus. I think if NTSA would insist, first we start with the vehicles that we know, like the KBS, the City Hoppers, then I think all the other guys would catch up. In most of the PSV, you find most of the wheelchairs can't go in. So that means a person on a wheelchair has to get out or has to be carried into the bus, and maybe if his wheelchair or her wheelchair is not affordable, it means the wheelchair is being kept maybe under the boot or up there. And personally, I used to have a caliper. If you mess with my caliper, basically you're messing with my life. So I imagine a person on a wheelchair, if you put his wheelchair on top of the bus, he won't be comfortable because he's not sure if his wheelchair is safe. So if we could provide ramps and maybe make the doors a bit big for the wheelchairs to get in, it would be a big plus. Parting shot maybe is to thank you personally, KBC, for what you guys have been doing. You've been trying very much to support persons with disabilities. Even in most of your shows, I've seen presenters with disabilities, which is a big plus, and thank you for that.
Naitwa Vicente Ramos. Mimi ndio baba Katolo Konyo.
Sasa hata hiyo juu naweza keep change.
Ongeza hiyo that mbombo zaidi.
I'm not paying anything on top. Ngaja.
Mama. Habari yako?
Nzuri sana.
Nimekuletea hiyo.
Fungua hapa, mimi natoka wewe.